including the burning of the effigy of Mamata Banerjee, the Bengal Chief Minister, is taking place here in Jammu as the workers of the BJP are agitated. With Sarjeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
आज यूनाइटेड अरब अमीरात की धरती ने मानवीय इतिहास का एक नया स्वर्णिम अध्याय लिखा है। आज अबू धाबी में भव्य और दिव्य मंदिर का लोकार्पण हो रहा है। इस पल के पीछे वर्षों की मेहनत लगी है। इसमें वर्षों पुराना सपना जुड़ा हुआ है और इसमें भगवान स्वामीनारायण का आशीर्वाद जुड़ा है। आज प्रमुख स्वामी जिस दिव्य लोक में होंगे, उनकी आत्मा जहां होगी वहां प्रसन्नता का अनुभव कर रही होगी। पूज्य प्रमुख स्वामी के साथ मेरा नाता एक प्रकार से पिता पुत्र का नाता रहा। मेरे लिए एक पितृतुल्य भाव से जीवन के एक लंबे कालखंड तक उनका सानिध्य मिलता रहा, उनके आशीर्वाद मिलते रहे और शायद कुछ लोगों को सुनकर आश्चर्य होगा कि मैं सीएम था तब भी, पीएम था तब भी अगर कोई चीज उनको पसंद नहीं आती थी तो मुझे स्पष्ट शब्दों में मार्गदर्शन करते थे।
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the nation's sharpest opinion. An interesting but very significant development was lost amidst the headlines today. Sonia Gandhi has, by all indications, retired. She has retired from electoral politics. Not going to fight Lok Sabha elections. Sonia Gandhi, at a time when her party is disintegrating, breaking, wilting in relevance, at a time when her party is being avoided like the plague, insulted by every other potential ally from ground level cadre to, ladies and gentlemen, generational loyalists. Sonia Gandhi has done the smart thing and understood it's not going to work, that she can't win an election anymore. She's opted out of the Lok Sabha. The significance should be lost on no one that Sonia Gandhi has retired from electoral politics just on the eve of the 2024 elections. Before the Congress is projected to have its most dismal performance in a general election, she has abandoned the ship. This abandoning of the ship, or should we call it a canoe or a kayak, whatever is left of the Congress, just months before the election, is a surety beyond measure that perhaps even Raebareli is not secure for Sonia Gandhi anymore, that she will lose even in Raebareli. It is also significant because Sonia Gandhi conveniently parks herself in the Rajya Sabha instead of going before the people in a Lok Sabha contest, which means she knows she will lose. After all, Rahul Gandhi has lost. He will also lose. And after trying and failing so badly to launch and relaunch and launch and relaunch and launch and relaunch her non-achiever washout son Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi can pretend all his life and at the age of 55 to be discovering India in a luxury bus, but the fact is that he is a political disaster, a failure. And you see leaders of merit like Himanta Biswa Sarma, who abandoned the Congress and are now transforming ground up through governance, slide the entire Congress from under Sonia Gandhi's hold in Assam. The largest story for me on a day when Himanta Biswa Sarma has broken the Congress. He just broke it. The Congress working president in Assam has joined the BJP. MLAs are joining the BJP. The party broke down the middle. And what does that tell you? That tells you, ladies and gentlemen, that the Congress is packing up. There is no hope for the Congress. So much so that even political entities like the Aam Aadmi Party with a minimum national presence are booting the Congress out and saying, you don't deserve anything, but because we have pity on you, we'll give you one seat in Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, my opinion is really that the Congress is over. The ship is not sinking, it has sunk, it is reaching ground, it is reaching rock bottom. So it is not a surprise for me that any leader looking for the long-term game is jumping off that ship. Not that I think Ashok Chavan going to the BJP is going to help the BJP, it won't. But when Sonia Gandhi herself opts out of the electoral contest, that is significant.
Day 2 of the farmers' protest. The Shambhu border has been completely jam-packed with thousands of the farmers are on the roads. Here we are reporting from the mid of the protesting site, and you can see the visuals that how they are spend the entire night here on the roads in their tractors, trolleys, and after having the breakfast, now they are preparing the strategy how to move on. So here you can see the visuals that how the farmers has been preparing their strategies, and in fact after spending the entire night on the road, thousands of the people have spent night on the road with their tractors and their trolleys. Such kind of trolleys has been prepared to spend the night. You can see the visuals as well. Even the yesterday, the similar visuals, the similar people in a similar position. And in fact,
this is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
I am very, very happy to announce that Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as Republic TV's studio partner. Niva Bupa Health Insurance is the fastest growing company among standalone health insurance players in India. It has also provided health insurance coverage to 1.1 crore people in India and settled over 15 lakh claims, processing one claim every 60 seconds. So we are delighted to be partnering with them.
इनके वजह से हमारा रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है, बिल्कुल रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है।
भूखा मर जाएगा सारा आम आदमी तो भाई।
भैया नुकसान तो बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, चारों तरफ से रास्ता बंद है, ना तो सीएनजी मिल रही है और सवारियों को भी बहुत ज्यादा परेशानी हो रही है। बहुत सारे हमारे भाई हैं जो किराए की ऑटो चलाते हैं, किराया कहाँ से दे, अब सवारी कहीं मिल ही नहीं रही है,
इसमें गरीब आदमी मर रहा है।
Right now I'm standing at Tikri border. Tikri border is the conjoining border between Delhi and Haryana. Here you can see the auto drivers are over here, standing over here, and their autos are standing at this very point because all those roads are blocked and heavy barricading are being done at this very point because we have been speaking to the senior officials of Delhi police and Haryana police as well, and they said that they have done a 7 layering of barricading at this very point so that farmers who are protesting and planning to move to Delhi won't be able to go towards the Delhi side. Right now I'm joined by some of the auto workers who have been facing a lot of difficulties. सर ये बताइए कि आप लोगों को क्या-क्या नुकसान हो रहा है?
भैया नुकसान तो बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, चारों तरफ से रास्ता बंद है, ना तो सीएनजी मिल रही है और सवारियों को भी बहुत ज्यादा परेशानी हो रही है।
सभी को परेशानी चल रही है जी, सभी को परेशानी चल रही है। और 2 दिन से
गाड़ियों में गैस नहीं है, किराए की ऑटो चला रहे हैं, बहुत सारे हमारे भाई हैं जो किराए की ऑटो चलाते हैं, किराया कहाँ से दे, और बहुत सारी परेशानी है। वो आगे बैरिकेड लगा दिए हैं, ना उधर से जाने देते ना इधर से जाने देते।
तो आपको सवारी कहाँ पे मिल रही है?
अब सवारी कहीं मिल ही नहीं रही है। खरे इंतजार करें सवारियों का, अगर मिलते हैं।
क्या नुकसान हो रहा है?
सारा नुकसान हो रहा है, दुकानों पे से पनीर नहीं जा रहा है, सप्लाई नहीं हो रही है, कोई भी कुछ सारा नुकसान में जा रहे है भाई, कोई फायदा ही नहीं है, कुछ नहीं हो रहा।
नुकसान के अलावा कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है। ये जो अभी रास्ता आप खुद देख रहे हो बंद पड़ा है, इनकी वजह से हमारा रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है, बिल्कुल रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है।
और ये सवारी चल रही है हमारी, शुरू से ही 15 रुपए थी, अब भी 15 ही मिल रही है और घूम के भी जाना पड़ता है। रूट भी ज्यादा लंबा हो गया भाई और बहुत ज्यादा परेशानी हो रही कुल मिला के।
भूखा मर जाएगा सारा आम आदमी तो भाई।
अच्छा, आपके किसानों से कोई आह्वान है, कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप किसानों से? क्या उनको ये प्रोटेस्ट जो है धरना वापस लेना चाहिए?
भाई अपना बैठ कर सारी बात कर ले भाई, इतना नुकसान उनका भी हमारा भी है, सबका नुकसान नहीं है भाई।
नुकसान है, व्हीकल टूटने लग रहा है, गलियों में से निकालो व्हीकल टूट रहे, क्या फायदा? वो तो अपने शांति प्रिय चाहते हो जाए, लेकिन सरकार मान तो नहीं रही है ना। वो भी ये चाह रहे शांति से मान जाए, अपना निपटारा हो जाए, लेकिन सरकार कर नहीं रही है ऐसा। इसमें गरीब आदमी मर रहा है।
ये विनती है कि हमारे भी बच्चे पलने दो।
There you see the ground situation over here. The auto drivers who have been working here are saying that they are facing a lot of difficulties over here at this point of time because the roads are choked over here. No one is allowed to move. All those roads which move towards the Tikri side have been blocked, and 6 to 7 layers of barricading have been done, and they have been demanding from the farmers as well that they should call on their protest very soon. With video journalist Bisham Aqil for Republic TV.
जब दिल्ली में अक्षरधाम का निर्माण हो रहा था तो उनके आशीर्वाद से मैं शिलान्यास कार्यक्रम में था। तब तो मैं राजनीति में भी कुछ नहीं था और उस दिन मैंने कहा था कि गुरु की हम बहुत तारीफ तो करते रहते हैं, लेकिन कभी सोचा है कि किसी गुरु ने कहा कि यमुना के तट पर अपना भी कोई स्थान हो और शिष्य रूपी
And welcome, you're watching the biggest story tonight with me, Shavan said. Ladies and gentlemen, more trouble for the former Trinamool Congress parliamentarian Mahua Moitra. Not just the Central Bureau of Investigation, but also the Enforcement Directorate has now stepped in. It turns out that she has been summoned, asked to appear on the 19th of February. On this edition of the biggest story tonight, we bring back the focus on the cash for queries scam. Remember, it is this query scam in which the Trinamool Congress parliamentarian was suspended. Serious allegations of impropriety has been levelled against Mahua Moitra. Tonight on this edition, we'll take you through some of the details emerging from the preliminary inquiry that has been done by the Central Bureau of Investigation. But up first, these are the headlines we are tracking for you at this hour. From Birbhum to South 24 Parganas, complete uproar in West Bengal over Sandesh Khali horror. No action against Trinamool Congress leaders accused of systematic mass rapes, but Mamata blames BJP and RSS now. Mahua Moitra summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in connection to a FEMA case, asked to appear on 19th of February. Supreme Court strikes down electoral bonds in a unanimous verdict, says scheme violates Constitution and RTI. As farmers' showdown continues, top leader tells the Republic the real motive is to corner BJP. Maharashtra Speaker rules in favour of Ajit Pawar. Faction says that's the real NCP. Well, starting this edition of the biggest story tonight with some exclusive information coming in.
we're getting a big lead in connection with the cash for query case where Republic has now accessed the affidavit of Jay Anand Dehadrai, who was the initial complainant in this particular case. Now, his statement to the Central Bureau of Investigation is scathing, to say the least, where he makes a mention of the fact that the former Trinamool Congress parliamentarian Mahua Moitra passed sensitive information about the Bengal government to Darshan Hiranandani. Not only that, but confidential parliamentary materials were also handed over to Darshan Hiranandani. In fact, Jay Anand Dehadrai has mentioned that he has personally witnessed her accepting multiple luxury gifts and diamonds. And furthermore, Moitra also allegedly used a card that was given to her by Darshan Hiranandani, allegedly for carrying out her shopping in Dubai. In fact, in the statement that has been given to the Central Bureau of Investigation, where we have gone through it, we are not going to put out the document that has been accessed, but only the contents of it that we are putting out right now. And quickly recap for all our viewers, we'll go back to the breaking news that's coming in right now. We'll break it down for all our viewers right now. Starting with the fact that there is a connection between Mahua Moitra and Darshan Hiranandani, where we're given to understand Jay Anand Dehadrai has spoken at length about the multiple meetings that actually took place between Darshan Hiranandani and Mahua Moitra, and he specifically says that to defame and to discredit Prime Minister Narendra Modi by persistently linking him to businessman Gautam Adani, chairman of Adani Enterprises, on the basis of fabricated allegations with help from foreign interests. He also goes on to say to weaken Prime Minister's leadership within the Indian government by destabilizing the Indian economy on the basis of a false narrative that Indian institutions such as regulators and the judiciary are in jeopardy. In fact, he also goes on to talk about the fact that there were questions that were posed by Mahua Moitra on the floor of the parliament at the behest of a top politician belonging to a regional political party, whom we are now given to understand. My sources within the Central Bureau of Investigation suggest that the top politician from a regional political party is likely to be called in for questioning very soon. And my sources within the Enforcement Directorate has already indicated that they have come across foreign exchange violations, which is exactly why the former Trinamool Congress parliamentarian Mahua Moitra has been called in for questioning. Now, the response that came in from Ms. Mahua Moitra was laughable, to say the least, because she says that there were no violations that have taken place. She says that there were no protocol to begin with that was placed. We'll just go on air right now with all the details that we have accessed, the affidavit that has been accessed, given to the Central Bureau of Investigation by Jay Anand Dehadrai. We'll also bring in my colleague, our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor, who will help us break it down for us. Of the details that we have. Let me go on air right now with putting out those details that we have. Now, the connections that are emerging. First, with regards to Darshan Hiranandani. Second, it is with regards to a connection that is emerging with a top politician belonging to a regional party. We're not naming him as yet, simply because of the fact that his statement is yet to be recorded by the Central Bureau of Investigation. My sources within the agency, Abhishek, has essentially indicated that that's going to happen very soon. In fact, they've been able to complete the procedure with almost all the stakeholders put together. But some of the aspects that I want to perhaps highlight from this affidavit that has been accessed, one with regards to the fact that where this top politician belonging to the regional political party categorically makes a mention of the fact that there is not a single corruption charge that has been leveled against the Prime Minister. So somewhere down the line, one will have to manufacture these allegations against the Prime Minister, and perhaps the best way to do is through Adani. But what one forgot here is the fact that you are bringing in an arch rival of the Adani enterprise, Mr. Hiranandani. Here, Jay Anand Dehadrai, Abhishek, clearly says that he's got evidence to the fact that expensive gifts were given to Mahua Moitra for asking those questions on the floor of the parliament.
So first up, Shawan, a caveat. The caveat is that Jay Anand Dehadrai, a lawyer, also happens to be an ex-friend, partner, lover whatever you pick of Mahua Moitra. So to that extent, does he qualify as a jilted lover? But more importantly, now coming to the allegations or the charges, specific charges he's making by this, through this affidavit before the CBI against Ms. Mahua Moitra. You know, he has already made some of those allegations / charges already. But what is added now is some specifics. So, for example, the role of Pinaki Mishra in guiding Mahua Moitra vis-a-vis making attacks on Prime Minister and his government using Adani Group as a handle, and the role of Hiranandani in financing it, in fine-tuning it, in suggesting ideas, writing questions. Remember, we did that story at that time, Mahua Moitra asking about 70-odd questions, which subsequently became part of the Parliament's Ethics Committee probe, and she was ultimately expelled. So obviously there is no smoke without fire, and hence irrespective of the ex-status of Mr. Jayanand Dehadrai as ex of Ms. Mahua Moitra, the fact is that he has been eyewitness to many of these meetings and private occasions in which he has seen Mahua Moitra and Pinaki Mishra and also Darshan Hiranandani speaking to each other, maybe because they were friends at that time, so there might have been lowering of guard, and you can expect that much of these allegations could be substantially true. Obviously, it would be a matter of investigation by the CBI now that the statement of Mr. Jayanand Dehadrai is there with them. But the facts like Hiranandani guiding Mahua Moitra with the questions, Pinaki Mishra advising Mahua Moitra to use it to attack Prime Minister directly and the government, and then to buttress her claims as a leader of the Trinamool Congress, and then tidbits like she was very unhappy with Abhishek Banerjee or did not like Abhishek Banerjee, but she found Mamata Banerjee honest, but Abhishek Banerjee corrupt and dishonest or something. I mean, obviously, all those things would come out in public domain, but ultimately for the CBI to investigate.
Well, in fact, in a short while from now, Abhishek, I'm going to also put out some more details that I picked up from my sources in both the agencies. But before I do that, some scathing remarks have also been made, but I would largely say that while you were saying, yes, there is a caveat that you brought in, but this is also about the fact that a long-term association that Jayanand Dehadrai had with the former parliamentarian. For the Central Bureau of Investigation, they will perhaps have to take this on face value till the time they are in a position to corroborate it. But take a look at some of the statements that he has made. He says that Ms. Mahua Moitra was using him for money, both to finance her political ambitions and also to fund her lavish lifestyle, and he was using her to further his business interests in India by gaining access to sensitive insider information and to develop political connections in opposition-ruled states. So what Jayanand Dehadrai is essentially also trying to do is perhaps, put across the multiple meetings that took place between a top politician belonging to a regional political party and Mahua Moitra. There's a larger scheme that is put into place, and the very fact that Mahua Moitra had ambitions of taking over the Trinamool Congress as per the allegation that has been levelled against Jayanand Dehadrai. So for the CBI also, Abhishek, it's going to be very important to see whether at all there is some quid pro quo or not. He says, yes, there is quid pro quo. Jayanand Dehadrai says that, in fact, there are transactions that have taken place. Now with the enforcement directorate saying that, yes, there is a foreign exchange violation, it is going to be more trouble for her. But coming back to her position, she says, Abhishek, there was no protocol in the first place. Logins do not matter. Almost all parliamentarians allow their personal assistant to do it. So how does it really matter if it is Darshan Hiranandani?
Well, it matters, and that's the reason why she has been expelled as a member of parliament by the Ethics Committee of Parliament, Shravan. But within the framework of the caveat that I mentioned about Jayanand Dehadrai and his status with Mahua Moitra, the fact of the matter is, as I was mentioning, that he has been a witness to many of these meetings. He has been privy to a lot of conversation that Mahua Moitra has directly had with him. And the fact that it's possible that she, in some boast, including some boast, was mentioning some truth, some facts also, it's not difficult to believe that given the corporate rivalry between the group of Hiranandanis and Adani Group, that there was an element of quid pro quo. And to that extent, in this affidavit, for example, Jai mentions the quid pro quo ranging to the tune of over 75 crore rupees, and the fact that her expenses of election from her constituency in Bengal were partly, substantially, we don't know, but taken care of by the Hiranandani Group. So all those things are something which, of course, the CBI, and as you said, there is a money laundering in angle, so the enforcement directorate would be investigating, looking into. But what the affidavit provides by way of information is something which can act as a good beginning point for the agencies to pick up from.
Well, shift focus now also getting in some more breaking news in connection with the cash for query scam. Earlier this morning, we're given to understand by way of sources within the Central Bureau of Investigation that Darshad Hiranandani was reportedly examined twice. Let's put out that breaking news coming in. He was examined twice by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Top sources have also informed that another top politician is likely to be summoned by the central agency. A quick recap before we move to the other big story coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu. This is with regards to the cash for query scam, where the Central Bureau of Investigation is essentially in the preliminary inquiry going through all the stakeholders. We are given to understand that they are in the process of almost completing it. Once the statement of a top politician belonging to a regional political party, his statement is recorded by the Central Bureau of Investigation, the PE, which is the preliminary inquiry, could actually be converted into an FIR, which would certainly be more trouble for Mahua Moitra, because there is a high possibility that the former Trinamool Congress parliamentarian could be made an accused in this particular case. So far, Jayananda Adhyatra has already been examined by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Apart from that, we are also being told that some close associates were actually called in for questioning by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now, the big twist also coming in, the Enforcement Directorate has also now summoned Mahua Moitra on the 19th of February. We'll be tracking the story very, very closely as more developments take place. Shift the focus now to the other story we're getting you, the big exclusive coming in from Tamil Nadu, where in an exclusive conversation, rather this was a question that was posed by Republic TV's Varshini to the DMK MLA, who has now accused the Tamil Nadu government, who's essentially been accused of freeing 3 terrorists who were serving life term in a murder case. Now, the terrorists, namely Basha Hamid and Jagir, have been granted premature release. Now, the premature release that has taken place is in the case of, it's a murder case, but remember, the same people have been accused for the 1998 Coimbatore blast case. That is the reason why the BJP has now taken on the DMK, raising questions about whether at all the DMK government is once again indulging in what the BJP calls terror appeasement. We posed this question to the DMK legislator a short while back as to whether at all the government is bucking under some sort of a pressure, and why exactly would they be granted premature release. Listen in to what the DMK legislator had to say.
No, actually, it's very clear when the state government has to get the concurrence of the union government in high-profile cases before release. So I think the scrutiny is not only within the purview of the state, it is also a purview of the union government. So union government has undergone an exercise of the various recommendations made. So it's a combined exercise. I think BJP is doing politics regarding it. It's their union government. They have done their scrutiny and they are given their recommendations, because there's an order from the union government, especially in high-profile cases. Without the concurrence of the union government, state government can't release them. So I think it's just politics BJP is making out. They are the union government and they're doing the politics regarding this.
But when a resolution was passed in the Tamil Nadu Assembly for the premature release on humanitarian grounds because they have been in the prison for a really long time, the BJP did oppose it and say they did not support it.
In Assembly, BJP is a state unit, right? But the decision makers are at the center. So the union government is at its own procedural scrutiny before giving its recommendation. Without the concurrence of the union government home department, how could a state government can release, especially in this situation? State government pressurized and sent a list. The union government has done a scrutiny. So it is a combined exercise. I think BJP, as usual, is playing its politics in this issue.
And last year, the Supreme Court also rejected the bail petition of the 16 convicts of this particular Coimbatore blast, 1998 blast. But still, the Tamil Nadu government has advised.
Yeah, actually, you should see on the holistic picture, especially after the high-profile case from Pereri Balan and people who have been in prisons for a longer time. Since we have moved away from the capital punishment towards the lifetime imprisonment, I think it's a routine exercise, and BJP is trying to color a religious picture to it. No, actually, it's very clear when the state government has to get the concurrence of the union government in high-profile cases before release. So I think the scrutiny is not only within the purview of the state, it is also a purview of the union government. So union government has undergone an exercise of the various recommendations made. So it's a combined exercise. I think BJP is doing politics regarding it. It's their union government. They have done their scrutiny and they are given their recommendations because there's an order from the union government, especially in high-profile cases. Without the concurrence of the union government, state government can't release them. So I think it's just politics BJP is making out. They are the union government and they're doing the politics regarding this.
But when a resolution was passed in the Tamil Nadu Assembly for the premature release on humanitarian grounds because they have been in the prison for a really long time, the BJP did oppose it and say they did not support it.
In Assembly, BJP is a state unit, right? But the decision makers are at the center. So the union government is at its own procedural scrutiny before giving its recommendation. Without the concurrence of the union government home department, how could a state government can release, especially in this situation? State government pressurized and sent a list. The union government has done a scrutiny. So it is a combined exercise. I think BJP as usual is playing its politics in this issue.
And last year the Supreme Court also rejected the bail petition of the 16 convicts of this particular Coimbatore blast, 1998 blast. But still the Tamil Nadu government has advised.
Yeah, actually you should see on the holistic picture, especially after the high-profile case from Pereri Balan and people who have been in prisons for a longer time. Since we have moved away from the capital punishment towards the lifetime imprisonment, I think it's a routine exercise and BJP is trying to color a religious picture to it.
Let me also bring in my colleague Varshini, who's also reached out to the victims of the Coimbatore blast, and at the same time, questions are also being raised about the motive behind releasing the terrorists. The DMK government seems to be bracing it out, Varshini. What is it that the officers that whom you spoke to, what is it that they have to say? They're saying that this is not linked to the Coimbatore blast. It's a technical reason that has been given by them.
Absolutely, yes, Shravan. That is precisely what the DMK is trying to paint a picture about in this particular scenario of releasing these three convicts, because these convicts, though they have been convicted by the courts in the 1998 Coimbatore blast case, they still have other cases upon them, like they have a life imprisonment in a murder case, in a communal murder case which happened between two communal groups, and that is the case where the premature release has been given for these three convicts, and that is exactly why the reason is also being said as this is not related to the blast case, but still these three people are, linked to the Coimbatore blast, and that is why the question is also being raised by the state unit of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is why the BJP state president Annamalai, when he spoke to us, he also spoke about how this is appeasement politics, because the timing is just right ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. This issue is happening, which means the DMK is looking at the votes that they can garner from this particular release that they are currently doing. Therefore, that is the issue currently ongoing, but the DMK government and the Tamil Nadu Assembly is still sticking to its point where they say that this is no way related to the Coimbatore blast case. But also, what is notable is that there have been several attempts made by the very same DMK government to ensure that 16 convicts in the Coimbatore blast case are being released on basis of humanitarian grounds, and they're constantly trying, and their attempts are also on the way. So we'll have to wait and watch what else is the DMK planning to go ahead with this.
Well, in fact, it hasn't really cut the ice with the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have spoken to the BJP state chief Annamalai. This is what he had to say.
It's very unfortunate the DMK government is trying its best to release 16 convicts in the infamous Coimbatore bomb blast. And they're doing everything within their part to get this done before the Lok Sabha election, just to get a brownie point. We all know February 14, 1998, the day is etched in the memories of Coimbatore people and Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu has never seen a bomb blast of that order. 58 people killed, more than 200 people injured, bombs found in 24 other locations. It was squarely aimed at L.K. Advaniji or Bharat Ratna. And luckily, with God's grace, Advaniji escaped. Unfortunately, innocent people who have got nothing to do, they all got killed on that day. Now, it instant happened during the government of DMK. Now, DMK tried everything within its power to release the convicts at different points of time against people's opinion. In 2009, November 7, they released 9. convicts of this case. Cho Ramasamiji, a great writer and ideologue, he mentioned, this act is equal to a government of the day acting as a patron of a terror organization.
On the other side, Supreme Court strikes down electoral bonds in a unanimous verdict, says scheme violates Constitution and RTI.
Good evening and welcome. Today, Mamata Banerjee unleashed another round of brutality against all those who are questioning the Trinamool Congress-led political rape of countless women in Sandeshkhali in Bengal. Republic journalists were targeted and beaten, especially those from Republic Bangla. Political leaders had spinal injuries, landed up in ICUs and hospitals. In other words, Mamata Banerjee is providing full state support to the mafia of her party. But what she cannot stop is the truth today. Today, more women have come out and all of them in their testimonies are saying one thing, just one thing, that Trinamool Congress leaders have been raping women, using their political clout, raping them repeatedly, raping them endlessly. Viewers, more survivors are also saying that the police is trying to torture them by asking them to provide evidence that they have been raped, asking rape victims to come up with medical records. And I ask tonight, how heartless can Mamata Banerjee get? A woman leader asking women to provide evidence of rape months after the ghastly acts. Mamata Banerjee, what are you doing? Are you not answerable to anything? Are you not answerable even to your conscience if it exists? Lastly, to the sold-out Lutyens and Mamata media, shame on you. Shame on all of you for trying to cover up till now the horrors of Sandeshkhali. You cannot anymore because the nation is watching.
आज यूनाइटेड अरब अमीरात की धरती ने मानवीय इतिहास का एक नया स्वर्णिम अध्याय लिखा है। आज अबू धाबी में भव्य और दिव्य मंदिर का लोकार्पण हो रहा है। इस पल के पीछे वर्षों की मेहनत लगी है। इसमें वर्षों पुराना सपना जुड़ा हुआ है और इसमें भगवान स्वामीनारायण का आशीर्वाद जुड़ा है। आज प्रमुख स्वामी जिस दिव्य लोक में होंगे, उनकी आत्मा जहां होगी, वहां प्रसन्नता का अनुभव कर रही होगी। पूज्य प्रमुख स्वामी के साथ मेरा नाता एक प्रकार से पिता पुत्र का नाता रहा। मेरे लिए एक पितृतुल्य भाव से जीवन के एक लंबे कालखंड तक उनका सानिध्य मिलता रहा, उनके आशीर्वाद मिलते रहे और शायद कुछ लोगों को सुनकर आश्चर्य होगा कि मैं सीएम था तब भी, पीएम था तब भी, अगर कोई चीज उनको पसंद नहीं आती थी तो मुझे स्पष्ट शब्दों में मार्गदर्शन करते थे।
यूएई की राजधानी अबू धाबी में पहला विराट हिंदू मंदिर बनकर तैयार है, तो यूएई से भी लोग आए हैं, भारत से भी आए हैं और भारत के बाहर दूसरे देशों से भी आए हैं। मुझे आप बताइए, आप भी आइए, मुझे बताइए आप कहां से आए हैं?
मैं वासुदेव कृष्ण शास्त्री, काठमांडू से मैं आया हूं और नेपाल से, और हमारे साथ रवि भाई बिलास से हैं और हम लोग काफी लोग आए हैं। मेरी पत्नी
नेपाल से आए हैं, क्या लाए हैं?
तो यहाँ स्पेशल मैंने भगवान शालिग्राम जो है यहाँ स्पेशल यहाँ के जो अक्षरधाम मंदिर के देने के लिए ले आए हैं। तो यहाँ देंगे, यहाँ पूजा होगी। हमें गौरव है सनातन हिंदू परंपरा के ऊपर कि दुबई पहली बार इतना बड़ा हिंदू मंदिर बन रहा है।
भेंट स्वरूप आप शालिग्राम
जी, और पूजा भी किए। सुबह यहाँ प्राण प्रतिष्ठा में भी रहे हम लोग, पूजा प्राण प्रतिष्ठा भी हुई सुबह, और भेंट के रूप में हमने शालिग्राम।
प्राण प्रतिष्ठा में क्या हुआ अगर आप
सुबह प्राण प्रतिष्ठा में पहले क्या होता है कि जो प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का 2 विधान है, शास्त्रीय वास्तुशास्त्र और शास्त्रीय विधान से। पहला प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का विधान ये है कि जो भगवान का जो मूर्ति बनाया जाता है वो पत्थर का, शिला का बनाया जाता है, वो प्राण नहीं होता है। जब उसमें मंत्र द्वारा चेतना को आधान किया जाता है तो चेतना का आधान हुआ है मंत्र द्वारा।
मैंने मंदिर में अलग अलग मूर्तियां देखी क्योंकि मैं अंदर गई थी, तो सबकी प्राण प्रतिष्ठा
जी अलग अलग, स्वामी जी जितने भी अलग अलग प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुई है। पहले वहाँ भगवान जो श्री स्वामीनारायण जी का प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुआ, उसके बाद भोलेनाथ, शिव और पार्वती का, गणपति शिव परिवार का हुआ, उसके बाद फिर उसके अंदर लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान का हुआ, इसके बाद जगन्नाथ भगवान का हुआ, सारे देवता का प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुआ। पहले एक गौरव के विषय है कि दुबई में, आबू धाबी में पहली बार, और हम काठमांडू से हिमालय की वो चोटी से यहाँ ये मरुभूमि में आए हैं। कितनी खुशी है, बहुत
खूबसूरत। और सुबह सुबह मैंने सुना था सुबह 6 बजे ये प्राण प्रतिष्ठा कार्यक्रम
सुबह 5 से शुरू हुआ था। वो विधि विधान पहले वहाँ प्रायश्चित होता है, पहले प्राण प्रतिष्ठा जो विधान होता है पहले प्रायश्चित हुआ। प्रायश्चित के बाद उसके बाद सारे देवता को आह्वान किया गया, उनका अंगन्यास होता है, अंगन्यास का विधान किया गया शास्त्रों में, अंगन्यास करना है। उसके बाद फिर अंगन्यास करके सारे अंग का आह्वान करना है।
मोदी जी वहाँ अयोध्या में प्राण प्रतिष्ठा करते हैं, फिर यहाँ आ रहे हैं प्राण प्रतिष्ठा
नहीं, प्राण प्रतिष्ठा सुबह हुई है, इनका वो विशेष उद्घाटन कर रहे हैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री, जो हिंदू समाज गौरव करता है उनके ऊपर, वो आए हैं तो बहुत खुशी है।
आप ये कह रहे हैं यहाँ से तो गुजरात से कई महिलाएं हैं, नरेंद्र मोदी जी के राज्य से आई हैं।
हाँ,
कैसा लग रहा है?
अच्छा लगा। हमारा प्रमुख स्वामी कृपा से उधर हमारा भगवान आ गया तो अच्छा है। ठेठ महिषाना से उधर आ गई भगवान का दर्शन में।
अच्छा, आप कुछ बोलिए, मुझे पता है गुजराती आती, हिंदी नहीं आती।
प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज है ना, बहुत अच्छा है। इमना संकल्प હતો કે દુબઈમાં મંદિર બંધાય તો મન સ્વામી महाराज એમનો संकल्प पूर्ण કર્યો અને આવો बहुत सरस का मंदिर था।
संकल्प पूर्ण किया। आप कहाँ से? आप भी गुजरात से?
हाँ, मैं जामनगर से आई हूँ और बापा के दर्शन हुए, वही हमारी इच्छा थी। और इस्लामिक देश में हमारा मंदिर हुआ तो हमको बहुत प्राउड है।
आज मोदी जी आ रहे हैं शाम
तो बहुत, वो इससे भी ज्यादा हमारे।
इट्स अ प्राउड ऑफ इंडिया मोदी साहब। हाँ, और इतना
की गाड़ी अभी अबू धाबी तक आ चुकी है। मोदी जी की गारंटी की गाड़ी अभी अबू धाबी तक आ चुकी है। अब सऊदी अरबिया,
मोदी की गारंटी यूएई में भी चल रही है।
हाँ, चलेगी ना, चलेगी ना, क्यों नहीं चलेगी।
पूरे वर्ल्ड में चल रही है मोदी जी की गारंटी। हम लोग स्पेशल अबू धाबी आए हैं मंदिर मत्था टेकने के लिए। टुडे इज अवर मैरिज एनिवर्सरी, सो माई वाइफ विल ऑल्सो कम। अगर पास मिल गया तो हम लोग वेट कर रहे हैं सुबह 3 घंटे से कम यहाँ आए हैं तो मोदी साहब से मिलके जाएं और मत्था भी टेक के जाएं। इट्स वेरी गुड एक्सपीरियंस इन द अबू धाबी। पीपल आर वेरी नाइस हियर, वी गेट द गुड रिस्पेक्ट नाउ इन द अब्रोड।
ये वो कह रहे हैं कि हमें यहाँ पर अब जिस तरह से सम्मान मिल रहा है ये भारत भूमि का सम्मान है, और थोड़ी देर बाद प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के बाद यहाँ उद्घाटन होना है जिसके लिए प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी आएंगे। लेकिन उससे पहले यहाँ पर रह रहे भारतवंशी पहुंचना शुरू हो गए हैं। कैमरामैन परवेज के साथ सुचरिता कुकरेती, अबू धाबी।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
I am very, very happy to announce that Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as Republic TV's studio partner. Niva Bupa Health Insurance is the fastest growing company among standalone health insurance players in India. It has also provided health insurance coverage to 1.1 crore people in India and settled over 15 lakh claims, processing one claim every 60 seconds. So we are delighted to be partnering with them.
इनके वजह से हमारा रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है, बिल्कुल रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है।
भूखा मर जाएगा सारा आम आदमी तो भाई।
भैया नुकसान तो बहुत ज्यादा।
Prime Minister concluded his Qatar visit after holding bilateral talks. This after he inaugurated the first Hindu temple, BAPS, in Abu Dhabi on the 14th of February. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a bilateral meeting with the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani in Doha. Prime Minister Modi and the Emir of Qatar held discussions on trade, investment, energy, regional security. The leaders also emphasized the importance of strategic investments in energy and technology sectors. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee responded to the Sandesh Khali violence and said she doesn't support injustice. She further said that 17 arrests have been made so far and alleged that the RSS was involved in raking up the unrest. West Bengal opposition leader Suvendu Adhikari and other party leaders held protests against suspension of BJP leaders from assembly in Kolkata. Suvendu Adhikari hits out at Mamata Banerjee for suspending him and 4 other MLAs from the assembly for raising their voices against Sandesh Khali incident.
Didn't time Mamata was in AC room. I was on the field. I lead the movement in Jungle Mahal, in Detai massacre. Nobody can stop me. I will go to court. I will come again with full legal authority.
BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad said that Mamata Banerjee has threatened action against Sandesh Khali incident and has asked the survivors to show their faces to the media. He further questioned why the Bengal Chief Minister has become cruel and anti-women.
क्या कहा उन्होंने? Sandesh Khali is a burner of RSS. What do you mean by this, Mamata ji? Why you have become so ugly, so cruel, so anti-woman, Mamata ji? आज आपके सीपीएम के ये टीएमसी के गुर्गे महिलाओं को रात में नॉक करते हैं, उनका यौन शोषण करने का प्रयास करते हैं, वो खुलकर बोल रही हैं, राज्यपाल जी के सामने गई और आप विधानसभा में बोलती कि आरएसएस का बर्नर है।
BJP MP Dilip Ghosh slammed Mamata Banerjee and said that she has kept criminals like Shah Jahan Sheikh Sibu hidden from the law and that people would never forgive her.
संदेश खाली के लोगों के साथ खड़ा होने के लिए बार बार हम लोग जाने के लिए प्रयास कर रहे हैं, हमारे नेता भी जा रहे हैं। पुलिस ज़बरदस्ती कर रही है। काल जिस प्रकार हमारे स्टेट प्रेसिडेंट के ऊपर हुआ है यह अमानविक है। धक्का धक्की ज़बरदस्ती हुई उनके ऊपर, इसलिए वो बीमार पड़े हैं, उनको चोट आई है मानसिक और शारीरिक। मुझे उम्मीद है जल्दी ठीक होकर फिर वो नेतृत्व देंगे।
BJP leader Shahzad Poonawalla said that the daughters of West Bengal are not the priorities of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and welcomed BJP National President JP Nadda's move to form a fact-finding team.
आज पश्चिम बंगाल में पश्चिम बंगाल की पुलिस ममता बनर्जी के इशारे पर तृणमूल कांग्रेस के कार्डर की तरह काम कर रही है। वहां पर कोई भी जांच या इन्वेस्टिगेशन निष्पक्ष तरीके से हो ही नहीं पाती है। बार बार हाई कोर्ट को किसी जांच को सीबीआई या एनआईए या एसआईटी या किसी और एजेंसी को सौंपना पड़ता है।
Member of the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, Anju Bala, lashed out at Mamata Banerjee, stating that West Bengal Chief Minister does not want to reveal anything and register FIRs of torture against women. She further called for President's rule in Sandesh Khali. Supreme Court has annulled the issuing of electoral bonds, stating that they contradict the right to information. It further stated that electoral bonds scheme violate Article 19 and were unconstitutional before striking it down. CPI Secretary General Sitaram Yechury said that Supreme Court's move to nullify electoral bonds was a welcome decision and that Supreme Court has exposed the government's claims of fighting corruption. Congress MP Randeep Surjewala said that Supreme Court has given a historic verdict and abolished BJP's electoral bonds, which he termed as black money conversion scheme. Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar lauded Supreme Court for striking down electoral bond scheme and said that the country needed a wave of change. Former Union Law Minister Dr. Ashwini Kumar called the Supreme Court judgment unexceptionable. He further said that this will have a massive bearing on the politics of the country. Earlier today, BJP National President JP Nadda filed his nomination as Rajya Sabha candidate from Gujarat's Gandhinagar. After Shiv Sena leader Milind Deora filed his nomination for Rajya Sabha elections, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde called Milind Deora an honest and highly educated candidate, adding that Deora will prove to be a good decision for the party. TMC candidates Matua leader Mamta Bala Thakur and journalist Sagarika Ghosh filed their nomination for Rajya Sabha elections in West Bengal Assembly. BJP leader Ashok Chavan filed nomination for Rajya Sabha election in Mumbai and thanked Prime Minister Modi, JP Nadda and Amit Shah for giving him this opportunity. RJD MP Manoj Jha filed his nomination for Rajya Sabha elections at Bihar Vidhan Sabha. He was accompanied by RJD Chief Lalu Prasad Yadav, former Bihar Chief Minister Rabri Devi and former Deputy Chief Minister Tejashwi Yadav. Farmers' protests entered into its third day. Commuters face delays and traffic jams while entering Delhi. Roads leading to Delhi have been barricaded and blocked, and commuters have been advised to take alternate routes. BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad said that BJP government is dedicated to farmers and MSP increased on wheat and paddy in BJP tenure. He called Congress's statements unreasonable. TMC's Mimi Chakrabarti resigned from the post of MP after stating that politics was not for her. She further said that she had decided to resign in 2022, but Mamta Banerjee had rejected it at that time. After 13 days in ED custody, Special PMLA Court in Ranchi sent former Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren to judicial custody. ED conducted raids at former Minister and BJD MLA Praful Samal's house in connection with an alleged case related to multi-crore irregularities in an engineering college. Maharashtra Assembly Speaker Rahul Narvekar decided that Ajit Pawar faction is the real NCP political party. The decision was based on the factor of legislative majority. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant offered prayers at Ayodhya Ram Mandir. He said that under the state government will send devotees to Ayodhya as part of its latest scheme. On International Inclusion Alliance Conference, Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi said that Indian champions inclusion on a global scale embodies in it political, social and economic spheres. She further stated that Vasudev Kutumbakam underscores India's commitment to inclusivity. CM Pushkar Singh Dhami attended Nanda Gaura Mahotsav. He said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, his government is committed to making Uttarakhand the top state of the country. Adani Green Energy marks a significant milestone as it operationalizes 551 megawatt solar capacity at Gujarat's Khavda Renewable Energy Park with plans to develop 30 gigawatt of clean energy. It aims to power 16.1 million homes and slash 58 million tons of CO2 emissions annually, reinforcing its leadership in India's renewable sector. Members of the Arab group have claimed massive support from UNSC members for a draft resolution advocating a Gaza ceasefire. Palestinian ambassador Riyad Mansour has warned of an Israeli military invasion in Rafah, stressing the need for council members' votes to prevent Gaza depopulation. Former captives and relatives of hostages are visiting the Hague's International Criminal Court, urging prosecutors to charge and seek the arrest of Hamas leaders. This comes as the latest Israeli efforts to pursue justice after approximately 250 individuals were taken hostage. US State Department is continuing to advocate for negotiations between Israel and Hamas. Spokesperson Matthew Miller has emphasized the priority of preventing the conflict from escalating or widening amid the latest Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon. Israeli airstrike in central Gaza Strip has killed 11 people, including 4 children and 5 women. Chaotic scenes unfolded at Al-Aqsa Hospital in Deir al-Balah as emergency service workers rushed bloodied bodies from ambulances into the medical center. World Health Organization has warned that an Israeli military offensive in Rafah would be a complete catastrophe, stating the dire condition of the healthcare system. Senior WHO officials have urged the need for peace and a ceasefire amid the ongoing war, which has severely impacted hospitals in Gaza. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau welcomed Jordan's King Abdullah II to Ottawa's Parliament Hill for talks on peace and security in the Middle East. Discussions centered on post-war plans and increasing humanitarian aid delivery to Gaza civilians. Republican Speaker Mike Johnson has declared the Republican-led House would resist pressure to approve a $95.3 billion foreign aid package for Ukraine, Israel and other allies. This comes amidst tensions in the U.S. House over provisions of crucial military support, including hardware and munitions needed by Kiev in its conflict against Russia. Belgorod's regional governor took to social media and said that at least 5 people were killed and another 18 were injured as a result of the missile strike in the region. The governor added that 5 children were among those injured. Ukrainian officials are investigating a rocket strike which has killed at least 2 people and injured 5 others. 2 apartment buildings were hit, after which emergency services rescued 4 individuals from the debris. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky extended condolences to the families affected by a targeted Russian strike in Seldov. He also praised Ukraine's defense industry advancements, expressing confidence that post-war the developments will contribute to Ukrainian exports. British Foreign Secretary David Cameron visited border force officials in Sofia to strengthen the UK-Bulgaria cooperation in preventing illegal channel crossings. The partnership aims to disrupt the supply of small boats from Turkey that help migrants cross the English Channel illegally. Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed a preference for President Joe Biden to win a second term, citing his experience over Donald Trump. Putin stated that while he would work with any US leader, he unequivocally prefers Biden's victory when considering Russia's geopolitical standing. A gunfire during a Super Bowl victory rally in Kansas City has resulted in the death of at least 1 person while injuring 21 others, including 8 children. Fire department authorities have stated that 15 of the wounded sustained life-threatening injuries. Police have detained 3 so far. 4 students were shot and wounded outside Benjamin May High School in Atlanta following gunfire from an unknown vehicle. While injuries have been reported as non-life-threatening, emergency services swiftly responded, transporting the victims to a nearby hospital. United Nations convened a meeting addressing the link between climate change, food insecurity, and international peace and security. UN representative has stated that adverse impacts of rising sea levels on coastal communities, water security and food supplies could turn into a crisis. Colombian Navy has intercepted a semi-submersible vessel loaded with 4 tons of cocaine near the Ecuadorian naval border in joint operation. Lieutenant Commander Julian Diaz of the Coast Guard station stated that the seized amount had a market value of over $130 million. In Rome, hundreds of anti-fascist activities that have staged a candlelight march protesting the detention of Italian citizen Ilaria Salis in Hungarian jail. Salis faces an 11-year sentence for allegedly assaulting participants at a right-wing demonstration last year. Australian Parliament has urged US and UK to halt WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's prosecution, advocating for his return home. Assange's appeal against extradition to the US on espionage charges comes a week before his trial in Britain's Supreme Court. Venezuelan Attorney General Tarek William Saab has dismissed claims of due process violations regarding the detention of human rights activist Rocio San Miguel, linked to an alleged plot against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. South Korea and Cuba have established formal diplomatic relations. The two countries exchanged diplomatic notes in New York through their representatives to the UN.
जब दिल्ली में अक्षरधाम का निर्माण हो रहा था तो उनके आशीर्वाद से मैं शिलान्यास कार्यक्रम में था। तब तो मैं राजनीति में भी कुछ नहीं था और उस दिन मैंने कहा था कि गुरु कि हम बहुत तारीफ तो करते रहते हैं, लेकिन कभी सोचा है कि किसी गुरु ने कहा कि यमुना के तट पर अपना भी कोई स्थान हो और शिष्य रूपी प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज ने अपने गुरु की उस इच्छा को परिपूर्ण कर दिया था। आज मैं भी उसी एक शिष्य भाव से यहां आपके सामने उपस्थित हूं कि आज प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज का सपना हम पूरा कर पाए हैं। आज बसंत पंचमी का पवित्र त्योहार भी है, पूज्य शास्त्री जी महाराज की जन्म जयंती भी है। ये वसंत पंचमी, ये पर्व मां सरस्वती का पर्व है। मां सरस्वती यानी बुद्धि और विवेक की मानवीय प्रज्ञा और चेतना की देवी। ये मानवीय प्रज्ञा ही है जिसने हमें सहयोग, सामंजस्य, समन्वय और सौहार्द जैसे आदर्शों को जीवन में उतारने की समझ दी है। मुझे आशा है कि मंदिर भी मानवता के लिए, बेहतर भविष्य के लिए बसंत का स्वागत करेगा।
Day 2 of the farmers' protest. The Shambhu border has been completely jam-packed with thousands of the farmers are on the roads. Here we are reporting from the mid of the protesting site and you can see the visuals that how they are spend the entire night here on the roads in their tractors, trolleys, and after having the breakfast now they are preparing the strategy how to move on. So here you can see the visuals that how the farmers has been preparing their strategies, and in fact after spending the entire night on the road, thousands of the people have spent night on the road with their tractors and the trolleys. Such kind of trolleys has been prepared to spend the night. You can see the visuals as well. Even the yesterday the similar visuals, the similar people in a similar position, and in fact today as well they will try to march towards Delhi from that Shambhu border to cross the security layers of Haryana police, and in fact the way they yesterday did, just because yesterday there was a panic situation between the Haryana police and the farmers, and in fact when they tried to cross the borders, tear gas shells has been fired in a massive number, and in fact to protect the barricades they have deployed at Shambhu border. So see that today as well, and even the last night their leader Sarwan Singh Pandher, Jagjit Singh Dallewal, they had made it very clear that tomorrow again they will start their march towards the Delhi, and in fact tonight they were spending here at Shambhu border itself. So last night entirely jam-packed Shambhu border with the farmers as they were sleeping in the tractors and the trolleys, and in fact today morning they are preparing the strategies how to move on from this very much point towards the border, Shambhu border, to cross the barricades to cross the barricades deployed by Haryana police. And in fact, if my camera person can show you the barricades they have put, they are making some technical strategies, and they themselves put these police barricades along at the protesting site. And in fact, they are preparing the layers how to move on and how to break the security layers. There's 6 to 7 security layers of Haryana police with the paramilitary forces. So see, you can see that even the Haryana police have also used the drones and tear gas shells, and they have used the rubber bullets to stop the farmers. So this is the situation that is actually turning up at Shambhu border, and even this is the situation that is turning up at the Shambhu border on day 2 of the protest. Farmers are preparing strategy. Their leaders are leading the protest. They have spent entire night in the tractor and trolleys, and morning they are preparing strategies how to move further towards the Delhi.
Good evening and welcome. Today, Mamta Banerjee unleashed another round of brutality against all those who are questioning the Trinamool Congress-led political rape of countless women in Sandesh Khali in Bengal. Republic journalists were targeted and beaten, especially those from Republic Bangla. Political leaders had spinal injuries, landed up in ICUs and hospitals. In other words, Mamta Banerjee is providing full state support to the mafia of her party. But what she cannot stop is the truth today. Today, more women have come out, and all of them in their testimonies are saying one thing, just one thing, that Trinamool Congress leaders have been raping women, using their political clout, raping them repeatedly, raping them endlessly. Viewers, more survivors are also saying that the police is trying to torture them by asking them to provide evidence that they have been raped, asking rape victims to come up with medical records. And I ask tonight, how heartless can Mamta Banerjee get? A woman leader asking women to provide evidence of rape months after the ghastly acts. Mamta Banerjee, what are you doing? Are you not answerable to anything? Are you not answerable even to your conscience if it exists? Lastly, to the sold-out Lutyens and Mamta media, shame on you. Shame on all of you for trying to cover up till now the horrors of Sandesh Khali. You cannot anymore because the nation is watching.
ये मंदिर पूरी दुनिया के लिए सांप्रदायिक सौहार्द और वैश्विक एकता का प्रतीक बनेगा। भाइयों और बहनों, यूएई के मिनिस्टर ऑफ टॉलरेंस हिज एक्सेलेंसी शेख नायान अल मुबारक यहां विशेष तौर पर उपस्थित है, और उन्होंने भाव भी जो व्यक्त किए, जो बातें हमारे सामने रखी, वो हमारे उन सपनों को मजबूत करने का उनके शब्दों में उन्होंने वर्णन किया है। मैं उनका आभारी हूं। साथियों, इस मंदिर के निर्माण में यूएई की सरकार की जो भूमिका रही, उसकी जितनी तारीफ की जाए।
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
आज यूनाइटेड अरब अमीरात की धरती ने मानवीय इतिहास का एक नया स्वर्णिम अध्याय लिखा है। आज अबू धाबी में भव्य और दिव्य मंदिर का लोकार्पण हो रहा है। इस पल के पीछे वर्षों की मेहनत लगी है। इसमें वर्षों पुराना सपना जुड़ा हुआ है, और इसमें भगवान स्वामीनारायण का आशीर्वाद जुड़ा है। आज प्रमुख स्वामी जिस दिव्य लोक में होंगे, उनकी आत्मा जहां होगी, वहां प्रसन्नता का अनुभव कर रही होगी। पूज्य प्रमुख स्वामी के साथ मेरा नाता एक प्रकार से पिता पुत्र का नाता रहा। मेरे लिए एक पितृतुल्य भाव से जीवन के एक लंबे कालखंड तक उनका सानिध्य मिलता रहा, उनके आशीर्वाद मिलते रहे और शायद कुछ लोगों को सुनकर आश्चर्य होगा कि मैं सीएम था तब भी, पीएम था तब भी, अगर कोई चीज उनको पसंद नहीं आती थी तो मुझे स्पष्ट शब्दों में मार्गदर्शन करते थे।
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the nation's sharpest opinion. An interesting but very significant development was lost amidst the headlines today. Sonia Gandhi has, by all indications, retired. She has retired from electoral politics. Not going to fight Lok Sabha elections. Sonia Gandhi, at a time when her party is disintegrating, breaking, wilting in relevance, at a time when her party is being avoided like the plague, insulted by every other potential ally from ground level cadre to, ladies and gentlemen, generational loyalists. Sonia Gandhi has done the smart thing and understood it's not going to work, that she can't win an election anymore. She's opted out of the Lok Sabha. The significance should be lost on no one that Sonia Gandhi has retired from electoral politics just on the eve of the 2024 elections. Before the Congress is projected to have its most dismal performance in a general election, she has abandoned the ship. This abandoning of the ship, or should we call it a canoe or a kayak, whatever is left of the Congress, just months before the election, is a show.
Good evening and welcome, friends, to this Thursday edition of Burning Question. What was feared is finally happening. Farmers who began their protests on the pretext of minimum support price legalization are now wading into political territory. There are already comments coming in which show the political connections of the protest, political motivations of the protest. Comments like, Modi's graph is going very high, we will bring it down. Comments like, EVMs should be phased out and paper ballots should be brought back. What have farmers' protests to do with EVMs, for God's sake? When we are seeing the effects of not having EVMs in our neighbor country Pakistan, we have seen the effect of not having EVMs in an election in the United States of America. The farmers want EVMs. One wonders what began from minimum support price has reached EVMs. Also, we have comments being made by farmer leaders suggesting that they are picking up fight on behalf of the opposition because the opposition has failed to drive the agenda. They are doing it on behalf of the opposition. Who's behind these comments? Are these leaders showing the true colors of the protests or true connections of the protests? That's going to be our focus. Let's begin with the headlines first. From Birbhum to South 24 Parganas, complete uproar in West Bengal over Sandesh Khali horror. That's going to be our focus. Another story under focus this evening. No action against TMC leaders accused of systematic mass rapes, but Mamata blames BJP and RSS now. Mahua Moitra summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the FEMA case, asked to appear on February 19.
Has been unable to establish that the measure employed in Clause 7(4) of the Electoral Bond Scheme is the least restrictive means to balance the rights of informational privacy. Thus, the amendment to Section 13 (a)(b) of the Income Tax Act, introduced by the Finance Act 2017, and the amendment to Section 29(c)(1) of the Representation of People's Act are declared unconstitutional.
The Supreme Court strikes down electoral bonds in a unanimous verdict, says scheme violates Constitution and RTI. As farmers' showdown continues, top leader tells Republic the real motive is to corner the BJP. That's our focus of the debate as well. Maharashtra Speaker rules in favor of Ajit Pawar faction, says that's the real NCP. Welcome back, friends. As if the inconvenience being caused to common citizens was not enough, farmers protesting on the pretext of minimum support price legalization have waded into a territory which is clearly political. Even as citizens continue to get inconvenienced, ambulances are not allowed because it can provide an opportunity to these farmers or interlopers within these protesting farmers to create a law and order situation. Of course, alternative arrangements have been made so that those getting inconvenienced are able to manage their lives. What is important is that increasingly we are seeing true colors coming out of these farmers' protests, like in the case of 2020, when they were completely hijacked by inimical forces to India, like the Khalistani elements. This time it seems they have become political hindmen of some forces. Let's listen to some of those bites which give us a clear indication that these are political protests, then I'll come back to discuss.
In what looks like a repeat of 2020 farmers' agitation, protesters on the 13th of February started their march towards the national capital borders to demand guarantee on MSP.
Khanori border is a connecting link between Punjab and Haryana. Here you can see the visual of farmers protesting towards the Punjab side. Right now we are standing at the Jind side, that is a connecting link between Punjab and Haryana. You talk about the ground situation, things are going smooth over here and all the farmers are waiting and sitting over there towards the Sangrur side. So once the meeting will be over, then only the picture will clear that the farmers are going to continue to move towards the Delhi direction, or will they call off their protest.
The protests have created mayhem in the lives of common people, with traffic choking the roads and protesters blocking railway tracks.
किसान आंदोलन को आज तीसरा दिन है। सभी किसान अपनी मांगों को लेकर रेलवे लाइन और अलग-अलग हाईवे पर मौजूद है। इनका साफ तौर पे कहना है कि सरकार जो है इनकी मांगों को मान ले, जिसके बाद सभी किसान जो है शांतिपूर्वक यहाँ से वापस लौट जाएंगे। आज किसान जो हैं अलग-अलग राज्यों की रेलवे लाइन पे पहुँच के रेलवे ट्रैक को ब्लॉक किया है और जिस जगह पे हम मौजूद हैं, ये तस्वीर आप देख सकते हैं। अब भटिंडा से बलवाला ये रेलवे लाइन है और जहाँ पे हम मौजूद है जेठुका गांव लगता है और इस पूरे ट्रैक पे आपको हजारों की संख्या में जो किसान हैं वो यहाँ पर बैठे हुए नजर आ रहे होंगे।
The protest seems to be escalating, with protesters targeting the Prime Minister.
नरेंद्र मोदी एक पर्सनैलिटी है, एक शख्सियत है। अगर हम लोग ये बोलें कि हम किसी एक मनुष्य के प्रति ये प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं तो गलत बात होगी। देश के सिस्टम के खिलाफ लड़ रहे हैं, वो सिस्टम जो पिछले 75 साल से इन लोगों के लिए बना रखा है और जो झूठ की बुनियाद पे खड़ा है।
Now, right ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, the politics surrounding the protest is spiraling out of control.
ये बहुत संवेदनशील विषय है, हमारे मंत्रीगण बात कर रहे हैं, छोड़ दीजिए। लेकिन इतना हम जरूर कहना चाहेंगे कि नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार के लिए किसानों के लिए कितने बड़े काम किए हैं, आज हम एक बार राष्ट्रीय मंच से जरूर इसको दोहरा देना चाहेंगे। तो नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार किसानों के विकास के लिए समर्पित है। सदैव कार्य करेगी।
धरना दे रहे हैं, उनको बार बार पुलिस तंग कर रही, उठा रही उनको। और तो और आपके जो इनकी पार्टी के मंत्री जी हैं, जो जिंदगी में धरने देते रहे वो, और अब उनके घर पे महिला चली गई जालिका निगम मित्र की, उनको रात को घसीट घसीट के ले गए, पुलिस कांस्टेबल ले गए उनको। अभी कौड़ी मीणा जी जो है, कितने धरने दिए उन्होंने जिंदगी के अंदर, हमारे वक्त में हर बात में धरना देते थे वो। उनके घर पे धरना लग गया और वो पुलिस जाकर के घसीट घसीट के महिलाओं को ले आ रही है। तो वही कौड़ी मीणा जी को मैं कहना चाहूंगा, भाई आपसे तो उम्मीद नहीं थी।
The government, meanwhile, is trying to pacify the agitating protesters. Despite the ongoing efforts, the opposition continues to attack the centre. The question remains that is the Delhi Chalo protests' motive truly to come down to a consensus regarding the MSP, or is it yet another ploy to attack Prime Minister Modi right ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, welcome back. Essentially, what we are focusing on is the political comments made by these farmer leaders. I'll come to that. The package, I believe, missed those comments. But joining me, Savio Roderick, senior journalist, also a BJP leader from Goa, to give us the BJP view. Vivek Silas, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, and Nikhil Jain. If I could begin with you, first commenter to you, and then the second one to Vivek Silas. Nikhil, Tejveer Singh, it's a viral video. He's a farmer leader. He's leading from the front. He says, we are fighting the opposition's battle. We want to change this government. भाई आप तो एमएसपी की बात कर रहे थे, पेंशन की बात कर रहे थे, ये सडनली अपोजिशन का एजेंडा. हाउ कम दिस अपोजिशन एजेंडा एंड टॉक ऑफ चेंज ऑफ गवर्नमेंट? ऑब्वियसली देयर इज अ क्लियर पॉलिटिकल लिंकेज कमिंग आउट. Nikhil Jain.
Abhishek, what do you expect the farmers of the country to do when they sit on dharna, when they sit on protest for over a year outside the streets of Delhi, and the government gives them certain assurances?
They should be contesting an election, not stopping trains and blocking highways. They should be contesting
Abhishek,
elections.
it is the right of the citizens to protest. That is what we saw during the India Against Corruption movement. That is what we saw during the freedom of struggle. That is what we saw during the JP Narayan movement. That when the government forgets its duties to its citizens, it is in the hands of the citizens to play the role of the opposition. The political parties can do their politicking, but when the citizens say that the government has given us some assurances and commitments, and they're not upholding those commitments like the Modi government had given to these farmers,
does it give a right to a
Savio, hold on. Savio, I'll come to you. Savio, hold on. No, Savio, hold on. Let him complete. Savio, hold on. Let him complete. I'll come to you. Savio, hold on.
The government
I'll
had given them assurances that MSP would be made a legal mandate, but nothing has happened on that front for over 2 years. The farmers were sitting outside Delhi on the streets for over a year. 700 or odd farmers died. Their request was that compensation should be given to those who were protesting for this. Political cases slapped on them should be withdrawn, but the government has done none of that. And instead, what the government is doing right now is erecting barricades, spikes, concrete walls on taxpayers' money. They're destroying public infrastructure.
You catch your breath. I go to Vivek Silas. Vivek Silas, Gurnam Singh Chaduni, a famous, familiar face of farmers' protest from Haryana, says, हम एक मांग रखते हैं कि चुनाव ईवीएम से नहीं होना चाहिए, बैलेट पेपर से होना चाहिए. For God's sake, what has MSP to do with EVM? When did MSP transmogrify into EVM? And how?
No, Abhishek, tell me this. During the India Against Corruption movement, did the protesters not want the Congress government to lose power?
They should abide.
For Vivek Silas, Nikhil.
I think the government of India should, abide by what the farmers are saying. They should leave behind everything, and as soon as possible, they should, implement the MSP. Because if you see in 2011, Mr. Savio, when
Vivek Silas, my question
was the chief minister.
What began as protest for MSP has turned into protest for EVMs. There is a clear agenda.
Be quiet and listen to me first. When
You are
Modi
not
was
answering the
Chief Minister
question.
in Gujarat, when Modi ji was the Chief Minister in Gujarat in 2011, the same Modi ji said that the MSP should be implemented in the favor of the farmers immediately. That is what he said.
But what's the connection with
Now the
electronic
same man-
voting machines? Bring
now
in
the same
electronic
man
voting
listening to me
machines.
first.
Silas, Vivek Silas, you're not
Listen
answering
to
the
me
question.
first. This is a very
I know
serious
the
matter.
MSP debate, we have done at
This
least
is
3
not the-
debates already,
this is
Vivek
not
Silas.
the-
My question is, how do the
Abhishek,
farmers come to a conclusion that MSP is related with
Abhishek,
EVMs?
Abhishek, this is not an agenda of your channel. This is the thing of the farmers. Now listen to me, please. Modi ji was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. He said MSP should be
You have no answer, Vivek Silas.
implemented immediately. Now the same man is the Prime Minister of India, and he doesn't.
Vivek
want-
Silas,
Where is
we are
the telephone
discussing
number, by the
a
way?
comment made by
Where is the
someone as
telephone number, by the
responsible, a
way?
farmer leader as Gurnaam
Where
Singh
is the
Chaduni,
telephone
saying
number that
our agenda is getting EVMs
Where is the
to
telephone
replace
number?
to be replaced with
I want to
ballot
ask you,
papers. They
one
want
week
to
while
phase
for-
out EVMs and bring in ballot papers. They are not concerned about MSP. You are concerned about MSP. Farmers are not.
That I am. Be quiet and listen to me. I want to know the telephone number which the Prime Minister said I am just a call away. Where is that number? Can you give me that number? Where is the committee that was formed in
It's Mr.
2022?
Adani.
Okay,
July?
Savio is clear. Savio is clear. They have been caught on the wrong foot, and so Vivek Silas prefers to obfuscate rather than answer the question, which
You are
is
talking about farmers,
what have
you're
farmers to
talking
do
about
with
the
replacing EVMs with ballot paper?
Your
What have
agenda
farmers
is
to
not
do
here.
with opposition agenda? What have farmers to do with bringing down
Anchors
Prime
like
Minister's
you-
popularity?
Anchors like
Savio,
you
obviously this
are
is
the
political
toll leaders
agenda.
of The government.
Well, let me
Vivek Silas, don't indulge in personal attacks. You are refusing to answer my question.
fellow panelists might not like
Can
what I'm
only
saying.
the Prime Minister be political for this
All
country?
political parties, all
Okay, you got your
political
chance.
parties, whether they
For
are
good or bad, for right or wrong,
Samajwadi Party,
you
or
got your
Congress
chance, Vivek
Party
Silas. You got
are
your chance,
trying
Nikhil
to
Jain. Let
stir-
Savio respond.
they are
Let
trying
Savio
to
respond.
stir anarchy. That's
Let Savio
what
respond.
these political parties are trying to do. The farmers genuinely protesting, please understand, the farmers that are currently protesting, some are genuine and some are there with malified intent. As far as farmers are concerned, they are all across India. So small sections of farmers from Punjab and Haryana do not compromise the entire farming sector of India. The BJP government has worked more for the farmers than any other government has over the last 20, 30 years. But let's get down to the real issue. The real issue is that it is nothing but a ploy to stir anarchy in the country. You want to
Because they are
protest,
so happy.
you have the right to
You are
protest.
giving them
You
houses
can
by
protest silently.
2022. You were
You can protest.
doubling their, income by 2022. What happened? What happened to your promises?
Okay, then focus on
that you have
MSP,
given to the
focus on
farmers?
Swaminathan, focus on 50% plus cost. Focus on doubling the
Swaminathan,
income.
you
Why
gave-
focus on EVM
you
phase
gave-
out?
you
Why
gave-
focus on Modi's popularity?
you gave the
Get
Bharat
scared of Modi's
Swaminathan.
popularity. Why
What you
talk
did
about,
implement
Ram
what he
Mandir
said.
adding to the Prime Minister's aura? Why talk about bringing down this government? Why talk about picking up opposition's agenda? Is the opposition so
scared of his
effeminate,
bubble being
Vivek
busted.
Silas, that they need farmers' protest to ride on ahead of an election? Unfortunately, that seems to be the case, and that's what we have been focusing on. I'm very sorry I have run out of time also, Vivek Silas, but we'll continue this conversation. Farmers' protest not ending anytime soon. Talks are going on between the union government and the protesting farmers in Chandigarh, in fact, including with the Chief Minister of Punjab, which shows that there are concerns on all the sides. Thank you so much, Nikhil Jain, Vivek Silas and Savio Roddick for joining us. Short break. Trending burning question is on the other side.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Day 2 of the farmers' protest. The Shambhu border has been completely jam-packed with thousands of the farmers are on the roads. Here we are reporting from the mid of the protesting site, and you can see the visuals that how they are spend the entire night here on the roads in their tractors, trolleys, and after having the breakfast, now they are preparing the strategy how to move on. So here you can see the visuals that how the farmers has been preparing their strategies, and in fact after spending the entire night on the road thousands of the people have spent night on the road with their tractors and their trolleys. Such kind of trolleys has been prepared to spend the night. You can see the visuals as well. Even yesterday, the similar visuals, the similar people in a similar position. And in fact, today as well, they will try to march towards Delhi from that Shambhu border to cross the security layers of Haryana police. And in fact, the way they yesterday did, just because yesterday there was a panic situation between the Haryana police and the farmers, and in fact when they tried to cross the borders, tear gas shells has been fired in a massive number, and in fact to protect the barricades they have deployed at Shambhu border. So see, today as well, and even the last night, their leader Sarwan Singh Pandher, Jagjit Singh Dallewal, they had made it very clear that tomorrow again they will start their march towards the Delhi, and in fact tonight they were spending here at Shambhu border itself. So last night entirely jam-packed Shambhu border with the farmers as they were sleeping in the tractors and the trolleys, and in fact today morning they are preparing the strategies how to move on from this very much point towards the border, Shambhu border, to cross the barricades. To cross the barricades deployed by Haryana police. And in fact, if my camera person can show you the barricades they have put, they are making some technical strategies, and they themselves put these police barricades along at the protesting site, and in fact they are preparing the layers how to move on and how to break the security layers. There's 6 to 7 security layers of Haryana police with the paramilitary forces. So see, you can see even the Haryana police have also used the drones and tear gas shells, and they have used the rubber bullets to stop the farmers. So this is the situation that is actually turning up at Shambhu border, and even this is the situation that is turning up at the Shambhu border on day 2 of the protest. Farmers are preparing strategy. Their leaders are leading the protest. They have spent entire night in the tractor and trolleys, and morning they are preparing strategies how to move further towards the Delhi.
ये मंदिर पूरी दुनिया के लिए सांप्रदायिक सौहार्द और वैश्विक एकता का प्रतीक बनेगा। भाइयों और बहनों, यूएई के मिनिस्टर ऑफ टॉलरेंस हिज एक्सेलेंसी शेख नायान अल मुबारक यहां विशेष तौर पर उपस्थित है, और उन्होंने भाव भी जो व्यक्त किए, जो बातें हमारे सामने रखी, वो हमारे उन सपनों को मजबूत करने का उनके शब्दों में उन्होंने वर्णन किया है। मैं उनका आभारी हूं। साथियों, इस मंदिर के निर्माण में यूएई की सरकार की जो भूमिका रही, उसकी जितनी तारीफ की जाए उतनी कम है। लेकिन इस भव्य मंदिर का स्वप्न साकार करने में अगर सबसे बड़ा सहयोग किसी का है तो मेरे ब्रदर हिज हाइनेस शेख मोहम्मद बिन जायद का है। मुझे पता है कि प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ यूएई की पूरी गवर्नमेंट ने कितने बड़े दिल से करोड़ों भारतवासियों की इच्छा को पूरा किया है, और इन्होंने सिर्फ यहां नहीं, 140 करोड़ हिंदुस्तानियों के दिल को जीत लिया। मैं इस मंदिर के विचार से लेकर एक प्रकार से प्रमुख स्वामी जी के स्वप्न से लेकर के, स्वप्न बाद में विचार में परिवर्तित हुआ, यानी विचार से लेकर इसके साकार होने तक पूरी यात्रा में इससे जुड़ा रहा हूं। ये मेरा सबसे बड़ा सौभाग्य है, और इसलिए मैं जानता हूं कि हिज हाइनेस शेख मोहम्मद बिन जायद की उदारता के लिए धन्यवाद ये शब्द भी बहुत छोटा लगता है, इतना बड़ा उन्होंने काम किया। मैं चाहता हूं उनके इस व्यक्तित्व को, भारत यूएई रिश्तों की गहराई को केवल यूएई और भारत के लोग ही नहीं बल्कि पूरा विश्व भी जाने।
I am very, very happy to announce that Niva Bopa Health Insurance has come on board as Republic TV's studio partner. Niva Bopa Health Insurance is the fastest growing company among standalone health insurance players in India. It has also provided health insurance coverage to 1.1 crore people in India and settled over 15 lakh claims, processing one claim every 60 seconds. So we are delighted to be partnering with them.
इनकी वजह से हमारा रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है, बिल्कुल रोजगार नहीं चल रहा है।
भूखा मर जाएगा सारा आम आदमी तो भाई।
भैया नुकसान तो बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है, चारों तरफ से रास्ता बंद है, ना तो सीएनजी मिल रही है और सवारियों को भी बहुत ज्यादा परेशानी हो रही है। बहुत सारे हमारे भाई हैं जो किराए की ऑटो चलाते हैं, किराया कहाँ से दें, अब सवारी कहीं मिल ही नहीं रही है, इसमें गरीब आदमी मर रहा है।
Right now I'm standing at Tikri border. Tikri border is the conjoining border between Delhi and Haryana. Here you can see the auto drivers are over here, standing over here, and
Good evening and welcome. Today, Mamta Banerjee unleashed another round of brutality against all those who are questioning the Trinamool Congress-led political rape of countless women in Sandesh Khali in Bengal. Republic journalists were targeted and beaten, especially those from Republic Bangla. Political leaders had spinal injuries, landed up in ICUs and hospitals. In other words, Mamta Banerjee is providing full state support to the mafia of her party. But what she cannot stop is the truth today. Today, more women have come out and all of them in their testimonies are saying one thing, just one thing, that Trinamool Congress leaders have been raping women, using their political clout, raping them repeatedly, raping them endlessly. Viewers, more survivors are also saying that the police is trying to torture them by asking them to provide evidence that they have been raped, asking rape victims to come up with medical records. And I ask tonight, how heartless can Mamta Banerjee get? A woman leader asking women to provide evidence of rape months after the ghastly acts. Mamta Banerjee, what are you doing? Are you not answerable to anything? Are you not answerable even to your conscience if it exists? Lastly, to the sold-out Lutyens and Mamta media, shame on you. Shame on all of you for trying to cover up till now the horrors of Sandesh Khali. You cannot anymore because the nation is watching.
आज यूनाइटेड अरब अमीरात की धरती ने मानवीय इतिहास का एक नया स्वर्णिम अध्याय लिखा है। आज अबू धाबी में भव्य और दिव्य मंदिर का लोकार्पण हो रहा है। इस पल के पीछे वर्षों की मेहनत लगी है। इसमें वर्षों पुराना सपना जुड़ा हुआ है और इसमें भगवान स्वामीनारायण का आशीर्वाद जुड़ा है। आज प्रमुख स्वामी जिस दिव्य लोक में होंगे, उनकी आत्मा जहां होगी वहां प्रसन्नता का अनुभव कर रही होगी। पूज्य प्रमुख स्वामी के साथ मेरा नाता एक प्रकार से पिता पुत्र का नाता रहा। मेरे लिए एक पितृतुल्य भाव से जीवन के एक लंबे कालखंड तक उनका सानिध्य मिलता रहा, उनके आशीर्वाद मिलते रहे और शायद कुछ लोगों को सुनकर आश्चर्य होगा कि मैं सीएम था तब भी, पीएम था तब भी अगर कोई चीज उनको पसंद नहीं आती थी तो मुझे स्पष्ट शब्दों में मार्गदर्शन करते थे।
यूएई की राजधानी अबुधाबी में पहला विराट हिंदू मंदिर बनकर तैयार है। तो यूएई से भी लोग आए हैं, भारत से भी आए हैं और भारत के बाहर दूसरे देशों से भी आए हैं। मुझे आप बताइए, आप भी आइए, मुझे बताइए आप कहाँ से आए हैं?
मैं वासुदेव कृष्ण शास्त्री, काठमांडू से मैं आया हूँ और नेपाल से, और हमारे साथ रवि भाई बेलायत से हैं और हम लोग काफी लोग आए हैं। मेरी पत्नी
नेपाल से आए हैं, क्या लाए हैं?
तो यहाँ स्पेशल मैंने भगवान शालिग्राम जो है यहाँ स्पेशल यहाँ के जो अक्षरधाम मंदिर के देने के लिए ले आए हैं। तो यहाँ देंगे, यहाँ पूजा होगी। हमें गौरव है सनातन हिंदू परंपरा के ऊपर कि दुबई में पहली बार इतना बड़ा हिंदू मंदिर बन रहा है।
भेंट स्वरूप आप शालिग्राम
जी, और पूजा भी किए। सुबह यहाँ प्राण प्रतिष्ठा में भी रहे हम लोग, पूजा प्राण प्रतिष्ठा भी हुई सुबह, और भेंट के रूप में हमने शालिग्राम।
प्राण प्रतिष्ठा में क्या हुआ अगर आप
सुबह प्राण प्रतिष्ठा में पहले क्या होता है कि जो प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का 2 विधान है, शास्त्रीय वास्तुशास्त्र और शास्त्रीय विधान से।